In this video, we're going to take a look at why the majority of regular business websites are irrelevant, and if yours is one of them, what you can do to make an important part of your customer acquisition strategy. Hi, my name is Herman Voiter. I'm the founder and CEO of ChangeMaster, a digital strategy company. Our 7-step ChangeMaster journey helps companies to position their strategic narrative in a way that it connects with the people who are important to them. To learn more about the ChangeMaster journey, please watch the 4 videos in the Hero's Journey series on our YouTube channel. Let's face it, most average business websites are boring. You have a few variations of the same recipe over and over again. You may start off with a homepage that provides an overview of what the company does, and then you will see the very predictable structure of our services, our products, our team, and so on. These websites focus internally and are built as electronic brochures, showcasing who the company is and what they do. So what's the problem with that, you may ask? Well, maybe in the 90s, when there weren't many websites around, this would have been good enough. But in 2022, your website is competing with millions of distractions every second of the day. Your content is competing with every notification for every like, tweet, WhatsApp, TikTok, and so on. All the power is in the hand of the buyer. Purchasing decisions are made long before people engage with you. So the question is, why should people engage with you if your website's boring? Let's take a look now at the 3 most important reasons why most business websites are irrelevant. The first reason is that they were built by some sort of committee with no input from the users of the site. The process would normally start with leadership, where the decision is made to build a website. No guidance on the narrative is provided, and it becomes marketing's job to define the identity of the organization and what stories it is telling the market about itself. Marketing would then look at what others in the industry are doing and then start the process of producing something similar, because the usual norm is to fit in and to do what everybody else is doing. Design decisions are then made and the development of the website kicks off. This is usually a back and forth process between designers, developers, and copywriters if you're lucky. And at some point the deadline comes up and then it's crunch time. Developers just work to get the site done, not really focusing on the messaging, but getting a functional website up and running. So there is this disconnect between what should be the digital identity and narrative of the organization and what eventually gets produced. It's a compromise because no one at the leadership level took the time to frame a narrative that is representative of the organization's identity and resonates with their audience. Finally, where is the user or the intended audience during this whole design and development process? Usually they are not consulted, and that definitely contributes to the website being irrelevant to what they need to get done. The second reason why most websites are irrelevant is that they have no explicit purpose. They were not built to satisfy any particular intent. Most business websites are built using a shotgun approach. Let's just build it generic so everyone can get something from it. Problem is, if you try and speak to everyone, you end up speaking to no one. Different audiences come to your website for different reasons. Do you know who these people are and why they're coming to your site? Can they easily find the thing they came for, or are they left to battle your committee in trying to figure out what's where on your site? Are they there to buy something, learn something, or are they just browsing and researching, looking to maybe buy something later? How are you going to help them with this? Does your website cater for different stages of the buying cycle? Do you know what their buying cycle looks like? Do you understand what their emotional triggers are when they are researching products in your niche? Is your website giving them the comfort they are looking for in this regard? Most business websites do a poor job of addressing the search intent of the user. There's no clear path for the user to follow, and the content is a bland soup of irrelevance. Users are looking to satisfy the intent of the search term that brought them there. If your site does not directly address this intent, it's irrelevant. The third reason why most business websites are irrelevant is that their content is boring. To hold people's attention online is hard. There are literally millions of creators out there that are creating tons of new and interesting content every day. Your site is also competing for attention with massive social media, news, sport, gaming, and entertainment sites. some of whom have behavioral psychologists on board to help them shape the users' experiences on these sites. If your content is boring, you will have a hard time holding people's attention, given what they have access to. If you are only talking about yourself on your website, it's like you're trying to lock people into your world. You're forcing them to listen to your internal stories because you enjoy listening to those stories. It's quite soothing for the ego to hear its own voice all the time, but it generally gets boring very quickly for someone who does not share the same sentiment. In the bigger scheme of things, nobody really cares about your internal stories. People are on your site out of self-interest, not to read about all of your company's achievements. People want to get something out of visiting your site. Provide them with what they are looking for, and they will reward you with sticking around longer on your site, which will signal to Google that you are an authority in your niche, for which Google will then reward you with higher search engine rankings. So how can you fix this state of affairs? How can you ensure that going forward, your website is always in tune with what your company is about and that you can provide people with what they are looking for? The first thing you need to do is to be crystal clear on your strategic narrative. Your strategic narrative tells a story of how you serve your customers. It's the same story for everyone, whether they are inside or outside of the organization. With a clear strategic narrative, your team will know what kind of site they need to build, and your customers will understand what you're all about. The second thing you need to do is to be crystal clear on the customer intent of every page on your site. Make it easy for people to find the stuff they're looking for. Develop every page from the perspective of your client, and be sure what you want your clients to do when they reach any particular page on your site. A well-designed page will address one user intent aimed at a specific client. It will have one specific narrative and will ask the user to do only one thing. If you have multiple audiences, services, or products, you'll have to build a separate page for each of these. The third thing you can do to make people spend more time on your site is to provide them with great content. Often, content and copywriting is regarded as something anyone can do. We all know how to write, right? Wrong. A well-developed piece of content takes skill to develop. Invest in proper keyword research and find people that can develop content for your site that resonates with your audience. So to summarize, if you build a strong foundation of a clear strategic narrative, understand who you're talking to, and then build a page that talks to that specific audience about one thing, and you provide them with great content, you'll elevate your website to the top 1% of business websites out there. I wish you all the best on this journey. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to our channel and let us know in the comments what you think of this video.